What is going on, my beautiful people that clicked on this video, man? Shout out to the few new subscribers. I see ya. Please hit the subscribe button. If you are not subscribed to the channel, hit the like button and share. Let's run this channel up. We are back with another reaction. Today's reaction, we have a guy talking about America sucks, it's lonely, and that he wants to go back to his homeland. We're definitely gonna make a lot of points that's gonna drive it home. I have a lot of I'm pretty much gonna debunk what he has to say. And I have a lot of points that we're going to drive home, guys. So we're going to hear what he has to say, and then we're going to react to it after. Let's turn on these captions just in case the volume isn't to your liking. Let's go.
What anybody says. If I have the chance, I'm going back to Africa. I'm not going to stay in the United States. If I had that choice to go back to Africa right now, I'm going back to Africa. America is not a great place. It's not a great place to live. Never. America is a very lonely country. How you stay in the neighborhood where you don't even see your neighbors? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You go to work, you come back. They go to work, they come back. Your kids don't see their kids. Your children don't see their children. Everybody just be going in and out, in and out. And nobody speak to nobody in America. In Africa, you see peace. You see children playing. You see kids playing around. You see families. You see children going from house to house to house to study. Study the Bible, study books, reading together, solving mathematics, doing homework together. In Africa, you see peace everywhere. If not for the constant lights, electricity, if not for the security, and I'll say for the good roads in the US, I will carry my bag and go back to Africa. America is very, very lonely. Very, very lonely. Not a place to live at all. You cannot. Everybody just looking at everybody like a suspect. Nobody want to talk to nobody. Everybody's scared of everybody. You get in trouble because you're talking to somebody. They call the police for you for the slightest. Any small thing, they don't look at you as if you're the thief. Why is America like this? It's supposed to be a great country, right? So what's the problem? Why is everybody looking at everybody like you don't speak to your own neighbor? You don't want to talk to your own neighbor? You stay in the neighborhood for like 3 months, you don't see your neighbor. The next house don't even speak to you. The next compound look at you like you're a criminal. Like, if you talk like one, they look at you like, let me call the police on this man, he's trespassing. Your own neighbor will say you're trespassing. In Africa, it's all love. I'm willing to hit Mega Million. Once I hit this Mega Million, I'm going back. If I hit Mega Million, I'm going back to Africa. America is very, very lonely. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody looking at everybody like a suspect. No love. It's a lonely place. I'm telling you.
Tackle home projects with Bauer.
I hate ads, guys. YouTube's starting to really fill up with ads like crazy lately.
All right, and that's the video. And man, I gotta say, bro, you cooked.
He cooked a meal that I would not eat. Let me just say that. Where do we begin? We have so much to talk about, guys. Bear with me. Give me time, because there's so many points I could make to debunk everything he has to say. All right. First of all, let's talk about America being a melting pot. Plenty different backgrounds, ethnicities that all live in America and do well. Have great families, great communities, are successful homeowners, have their own businesses, etc., right? All these people from all these foreign countries would not be coming to America if America wasn't great, the greatest, the best situation that you're going to be in this world, in my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. And the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, all these people from all these different backgrounds come here. People are fighting here. What about the Spanish people that cross the water and risk going through dangerous territories? Traveling through waters, could be eaten by alligators, sharks, snakes, etc., all types of weird things to get here. And fighting to stay here. Right now, we have people that are still fighting to stay here and not be deported. You want to tell me America's not a great place? All right. Now he wants to talk about talking about how Africa is more friendlier, people playing together. There are parts of Africa where you can go to and people will treat you the same way. People will treat you like you're a foreigner. There have been Black Americans that have went to Africa and have talked about their experience. Black Americans that have moved to Africa and talked about how they're not wanted there, how they're not accepted. So what is this man really talking about? And you heard what he said. I want you to listen. You gotta when a person talks and explains and voices their opinion, you have to listen to every single word. Every single word. Notice he says, I don't care what I have to say. He's a stubborn man. A lot of these foreign people come over here and they're stubborn, set in their ways. He don't want to hear what you have to say. He wouldn't even want to hear what I have to say, even though it's the truth. Right? The next point we could talk about. Let's talk about his neighborhood. More than likely, he's surrounded by a lot of white people, right? Maybe a few blacks, but mainly a lot of white people. Looks like a nice neighborhood. He lives in the suburbs. Why do you want to be friends and get along with the oppressor? If you're from Africa, now not all of Africa, but there are certain parts of Africa where white men have infiltrated and gentrified certain parts of Africa. We know the history of slavery. Why would you want to come to America if you're from Africa and be friends with the oppressor? Why would you want your kids playing with the oppressor's kids? Make it make sense, man. Like for real, for real. I'm just gonna go out on the limb and say the people that give him dirty looks and don't talk to him are white people. They're not gonna be people of his own kind, or he would have said that. Know that about black people. If it's somebody, if it's their own kind, they're gonna let you know. It's definitely the opposite race, right? Another point I want to talk about. He wants to talk about how his neighbors don't speak and his children don't play with each other. You have to make the best of your environment. How many men, women created community centers? Why don't you go knock on your neighbor's door, or when you do see them, because I'm pretty sure you see them, even if it's at least once a month. Why don't you say, hey, excuse me, sorry, brother, can I talk to you? I've been living here for a while and I haven't seen you or met you. I just want to introduce myself. Why don't you bring gift baskets or some baked goods, or since you're from Africa, what is a African dish that you can bring to your next door neighbor, your neighbor across the street, and see if they're actually friendly? They could be friendly. You don't know, because you are sitting there expecting them to be inviting to you. What if they're off standards because they're scared of you? What if they don't know what you're about? What if they think that you're mean? See, black people got to understand that there are a lot of white people out here that have never actually interacted with black people. Maybe just the good boy, the good black boy at work, but on the streets on a regular. Because listen to what he said. A lot of these people go to work, come home, go to work, come home. If you're a white person that goes to work, come home, pick up your kid from school, you have the same repeated process. Maybe you go out on the weekends, out to dinner or to the mall, stuff like that, but you're really not interacting with other races. You're only gonna go by what you see on the news, what you see on police body cams. A lot of these white people think black people are loud, aggressive, violent. They've never really interacted with black people besides the workplace, where a lot of black people act good. So sometimes you got to make the first step, first approach. And 9 times out of 10, he's new to the neighborhood. There's other people that have been living there way longer than him. Again, build your own community. Why don't you build a community center? A local community center. Why don't you have a cookout? Have a cookout. Invite your neighbors. Like, come on, man. There's plenty of ways to build a community within your community, just on your street alone. You can invite just the neighbors on your street to a cookout, to a housewarming party, whatever. I just gave a few options that could change the narrative, right? Another thing I want to talk about. I'm deciding if I want to go ahead and show that clip, and I may show it at the end of this after I'm done talking with all this video. I might. You really don't know what your neighbors are doing, what they're capable of behind closed doors. I live in Connecticut, between Boston and New York. There was just a case of, I don't want to mess up her age. I think she was 12 years old, but she was supposed to be homeschooled. The people taking care of her parents, her mom, the boyfriend, and I believe it was the uncle, all kept this girl locked up in the basement, was not feeding her, was abusing her, and she was found dead. They pretty much slowly torture her to death. And I guarantee you, none of the neighbors, people living next door, knew anything what was going on. A lot of times you don't know what your neighbors got going on, man. You don't want to be cool and nice with these people. You're better off being standoffish and staying to yourself. People are weird. I give you another example, especially around me. The neighbor across from me on both sides, because literally if I go on my front porch, I can see two houses directly across from me, right and left. They both celebrate Halloween. When Halloween comes around, they're decorating their house with ghouls, goblins, creepy of what I want to call it, kind of like where you projector screen. One of my neighbors have a projector screen for their window. Looks like hands are fighting through the windows and on the side and all this weird stuff. You think I want to be friendly with neighbors that celebrate a demonic holiday? If my morals don't align with somebody else in my age of being 35 years old, I don't want to speak to you. I mean, I'll speak to you, say hi, whatever, but I don't want to conversate with you. I don't want to hang out with you. If I had kids, my kids are not playing with your kids because your morals do not align with mine. Same thing goes for Christmas. Same thing goes with Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, whatever national holiday. And with him being from Africa, I'm sure he doesn't celebrate those holidays either. So why do you want to be cool and cordial with people whose morals don't align with yours, who don't have the same beliefs as you? I told you guys, I'm going to make plenty of points to drive this home. I'm not playing. If you guys didn't already, go check out my short where I was doing yard work, trimming down some branches. They were bushes, but now they're branches because all leaves and fell off of them. My next door neighbor has not done their leaves. We got a serious gust of wind last week, and I did my leaves. And after I was done, some of their leaves blew onto my lawn. After I was done, and this was like almost 2 weeks ago, and they still haven't done their leaves. I showed it in my short. Why would I want to be cool and friendly with neighbors who can't even be respectful and courteous to others by doing their leaves? They see everybody else around them. Most of the people have done their leaves. The leaves have fallen off all the trees. And they have no respect to see that I was out there 2 weeks ago for like 2 hours doing leaves. Yesterday I was out there cutting branches for another 2.5, 3 hours. You know who lives in that house next door to me? A mother and her son. The mother is probably like in her 60s, late 60s, and the son is around my age. And he's a lazy piece of crap. Son husband. He's a son husband. Hasn't done the leaves, barely cuts the grass, and everywhere she goes, he goes. They share one car that he doesn't take on his own. That wherever she goes, he jumps in the car with her. Just weirdo dude. I don't know if he works from home or what, but he doesn't have his own vehicle. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's a lonely, miserable. You think I want to be cool with somebody like that? On the other side, because that's on the right, on the left side of me, I have a dude, same thing, has not done his leaves yet. Has tons of expensive cars, parks his Porsche SUV on the street, his Lamborghini in the driveway, his Audi in the driveway, another Porsche car on the street. Car so loud when it starts, is rumbling, shaking my house. He hasn't spoken to me or anything since he's been living here. You think I care to be cordial and speak to him? No. Let me tell you what happened across the street with my neighbor. My lady's car was in the shop, so she had a rental, right? The kid across the street, he plays lacrosse. Now, I don't know if you know about lacrosse practicing by yourself. You set up like a net, and then you could kind of hit the ball with the piece of equipment. I don't know what it's called. I really don't know what it's called. In baseball, you have a bat that you hit the ball with, whatever they use to catch the ball with. He tosses it against the net or whatever, right? He had the net facing towards our house. I guess he messed around and missed, and I have a Ring doorbell camera. His ball hit the tail light of the rental car and smashed it. We didn't see the ball actually hitting the tail light, but we saw him run over and grab the ball behind the broken tail light. My lady went across the street, spoke to his parents, and told them and said, "Yeah, I even have the Ring doorbell proof of him going to pick it up." You know they still try to act like he didn't do it. The father said he was going to give my lady the $80 to fix the taillight because she had to pay for that out of pocket as a rental car. We've never seen that money. Never gave it to us. Never even brought it up, mentioned it again. Like, come on, guys. You cannot be friendly and cordial with your neighbors nowadays. Maybe you can't watch this depending where you live, but I know me. I know clearly the dude in this video, it's not worth it. You have to focus on God. If you feel lonely, seek God, seek Christ. Build a relationship with him. This guy clearly does not have a relationship with Christ because I am never lonely. I've been a homeowner for about 7 years now. Just me and my lady. We don't have any kids or anything. I don't have any friends. I don't speak to my family, and I'm never lonely. Let me say that again. Let that sink in. It's just me and my lady. We've been living in this home for 7.5 years. I have no friends. I don't speak to my family, and I'm never lonely. I mean, for one, I have you guys. Maybe only 101 of you, but I still have you. I have 2 other channels. So I actually do have people that support me and I chop it up with and communicate with. But I have a great relationship with Christ. I go to the gym. I collect sneakers. And if let's say I didn't have the gym, let's say I didn't have a sneaker collection, let's say I didn't have a job, I was poor, my relationship with Christ would outweigh everything. It means the most to me. The most to me. Now, let me bring it back for a minute, guys. This is another reason why I am fine with living in a quiet, peaceful neighborhood where I don't hang out with my neighbors or anything like that. I may speak, like I said, say hi, bye, that's how you doing, that's about it. But let me tell you about my experience before I talk about where I've been through before I've been living here for 7.5 years. When I first moved here, me and my lady was in the basement, cleaning the basement, right? We had a door open. Our neighbor behind us came over with a beer in his hand. He already looked like he was already a drunk, but he was still drinking. Came over, didn't even ask her, just walked over. Hey, how are you? Oh, you guys just moved here. My name is so-and-so. Oh, can I come inside? I want to see what was done. I know the previous owner started doing some work. Can I see what he did? I mean, we're not going to tell you no. I mean, we're new to the neighborhood. Whatever, you're obviously being friendly. A little weird, but okay. Dude comes in, you know what he said at least 4 or 5 times within the conversation? It's a quiet neighborhood. It's very quiet. It's very quiet. Like he was throwing hints because we were new to the neighborhood, because I'm black. My lady is white, but we look young on the younger side compared to him. We're gonna be loud and obnoxious, gonna be having parties maybe. Because I'm black, I'm gonna have a bunch of black people over. This is the impression he was giving me what he thought. Remind you, this is the first time him meeting us, and he's drunk with a beer in his hand, talking about how quiet the neighborhood is. Mind you, we have never spoken to him since after that day. It's been 7.5 years. No hi, no bye, no nothing. I believe he felt stupid because he made himself look stupid. He kept saying about how quiet it is and this and that, and he realized we don't have parties. We don't have people over all the time. we're not those kind of people. You made yourself look stupid, and you were drunk. And he probably realized we knew he was drunk. He even offered me a beer. I said no, thank you. So he knows I'm not a drinker. But yeah, guys, you can kind of get the vibe, and people can get the vibe off you a first impression, and you know who to stay away from. Now let's bring it back, man. I grew up in the hood, born and raised, New Haven, Connecticut. I done lived from apartment to apartment to couch to sleeping on people's floors, living with bed bugs, mice, and roaches. Living in apartment buildings, man. Sometimes you got people above you, next to you, behind you, playing loud music. Kids running back and forth. You trying to sleep. You got to work the next morning. You're not getting any convenience of peace and quiet. And let's say you live in a quiet apartment building where maybe people are not as loud. You know how many parties were going on in the hood every weekend? So loud you can hear it 2 blocks over. Gunshots, cars flying by, driving by, people fighting, bums, crackheads asking you for money, $1 every time you walk to the corner store. Come on, man. You really think I missed that? I enjoy my peace and quiet. Guys, I'm not going to do it. If I was to go outside right now, you wouldn't hear nothing. But if a plane was flying in the sky or a Black Hawk, because I live near Sikorsky, which they make airplane parts and craft aircraft parts and stuff like that. And the birds, but besides that, you're not going to hear anything. And it is currently 12:18. If we go out at 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., same thing. Same thing, guys, and I love it. I love it. I enjoy my peace. My peace means everything to me. Dealing with what I dealt with, living in the hood, toting guns, shooting at people, having people shoot at me, and everything else I told you about, the loudness, the chaos. The hood is full of chaos. I would not be happy if I lived on a street where there were kids riding their bikes up and down, playing, hearing. I don't want to hear all that. I'm sorry, I don't. And to each his own. You may hear this. You may watch this reaction and hear what I'm saying and say, man, this dude's weird, man. People supposed to come together. It needs to be a community. That African dude is right. People in America are lonely. They're selfish. They say to themselves, hey, you may feel a total opposite, but maybe you haven't been through anything. Maybe you haven't been through anything. And this dude right here that's reacting to him talking about he cooked, he probably hasn't been through anything either. If you lived in the hood, if you struggled, and you finally can make it to the suburbs where nobody bothers you, people aren't putting racist signs in your mailbox or doing anything racist to you. They actually leave you alone, say hi to you when you see you, and besides that, respect you. You will love it, just like I do. I have nothing to complain about living where I've lived, or I want to stay here for the 70 years I've been here. And this is my first home. This is not my forever home. In 5 years, I'm going to purchase my forever home. Only two. I only need two in a lifetime. Sorry, I know I sounded weird. I only need two. I only need two homes in my lifetime. The starter home, and then my second home will be my forever home. That's it, man. That's it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I do want to hear a little bit about what he has to say, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just gonna shortly show you that clip of the 12-year-old that was trapped in the basement in my state, literally in the town of Waterbury. Waterbury is a 15-minute drive for me, and I've spent a lot of time in Waterbury at certain points throughout the years. That's back in the day, hanging with certain people, going to the mall out there. The mall used to be popular back in the day, and just hanging out when I was young.
You cooked, because you are absolutely 100% correct. I can attest to this myself, just being a kid that grew up in the 90s. And, as a kid in the 90s, you grew up and you rode your bike to all your neighbors' houses and knocked on their doors and asked, could my friend come outside so we can play basketball, or we can go fishing, or we can go do this? Everything was so outdoors. Everything was so hands-on. The fathers in the neighborhood used to teach us how to do things.
Listen, man. Social media is heavy in Africa too. When I was young, I used to just watch not A&E, Geography, National Geography, and they showed the Africans with the big hoop earrings and with the spears hunting down their food. And I thought that was what Africa was. I thought Africa was just poor. Do you know Africa is one of the most richest countries in the world? Did you know that? If you didn't know that, you need to do your research, man. There are many different parts of Africa. There are parts where there are white people. And like in Southern Africa and stuff, like, come on, man. So as far as technology goes, it's out there. And you have a lot of African women that have the same modern mentality that these women have. So, I mean, the dude earlier talking about he going back to Africa, that means nothing to me. And what this dude is talking about right here, he's not even, what he's talking about does not correlate with that dude just talking about. He's talking about kids playing and knocking on your neighbor. That has nothing to do with. There's kids who still do that, first of all. Second of all, we know social media has taken a toll on people, on kids being more outdoors and playing. We know that. So I don't even want to hear no more from this clown. Let's get into this last clip in this video. All right, guys. So remind you, like I said, this was 15 minutes away from where I live, guys. You want to talk about being friendly with your neighbors and you don't see them and this and that, what's going on? These are the type of people that you may be living next door to and not even know.
Like you hiding something. You body like you hiding something. Where the fuck is my niece? Where the fuck is my niece? Where the fuck is my niece?
It started as a call about something strange behind an abandoned house in New Britain, Connecticut. Police arrived, and what they found would uncover one.
I apologize, guys. I said Waterbury. I don't know why I said Waterbury, but New Britain. New Britain is a good 25 minutes away from me. So still in my state.
Of the most disturbing cases the state has seen in years. Inside a large plastic container sealed with layers of tape were the remains of a 12-year-old girl. Her name was Jacqueline Mimi Torres. On October 8, 2025, officers were called to a property on Clark Street after someone had reported suspicious activity and a strong odor coming from the backyard. When police looked behind the home, they found a container. Inside were the remains of a young girl who had been dead for months.
Been dead for months, guys. Dead for months. You could be living next door to people like this, and you don't even know it. And you so worried about your neighbors. Oh, I never see my neighbors. They just go to work, come home. It's lonely. It's lonely. Can't make this crap up, man. You cannot make this crap up. So to that dude, man, go back to Africa. You're not wanted here. You know why you're not wanted here? Because you don't want to be here. Somebody who wants to be here, they're going to make it work. They're going to make it work. It's that simple. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.